Okay.
Wham. Recording in progress. Hi, I'm talking today with Piotr Zabielio, and he is famous for being on Instagram. I've discovered him on Instagram, and he has an incredible catalog of music that he's created, Garazfunk.
Hi.
How are you today?
I'm fine. It's early, but everything's fine.
And what country are you in?
I'm in Poland.
And what part of Poland are you in?
Well, I live in Warsaw. It's the capital, and it's right in the center of Poland. So
Poland. Okay. Now, let's get on to talking about ukuleles, because that's what I know you for, and that's what I've seen you doing. The first thing is you seem to, I only ever see you playing with a pick, with a plectrum.
yes.
So what's the story with that?
Well, it's easy for me because I started as a guitar player. I played guitar for a while. Then I played bass for a really long time in a lot of bands, and I played with a pick. And I tried fingers, but like I couldn't. Like it wasn't my thing.
Yeah.
So when I started the ukulele, I kind of went with the pick. It's like, for me, it's I use a very light pick, so the sound is also kind of, I think, original because it has a lot of highs.
Yeah.
And it works for me. But I know it's like I always say that I play the ukulele wrong because it's like I don't play with my fingers. I have another tuning. My tuning is lower. I took one string off, so it's really weird. And I use the pick. So
okay. So that was one of my next questions was
yeah.
Like with the G, like there's contention with, do you play with a high G string or a low G string? So you've taken the G string off the ukulele.
The G string is off. Well, I can play with like a standard tuning and standard, how do you call that? The relation between the strings in my ukulele is like is the same like in a bass, because basically it's like I'm coming from this, like I discovered the ukulele by accident because I was playing a lot of bass, and I was thinking like, well, when I go to have a summer vacation, I wish I could take an instrument with me, but I didn't want to play guitar because I think that path is closed for me. I am not a very good guitar player.
Okay.
So I was thinking like, okay, maybe I'll get an acoustic bass, but it's still like, it's a huge instrument. It's like, I used to have a small car. So I kind of like, I've seen this weird instrument, the ukulele. So I thought, okay, 4 strings works like a bass probably.
Yeah.
And I started, I bought some ukuleles and I started playing with them, and I realized that you have to tune your ukulele exactly like a guitar. I mean, the thin strings on the guitar, it's like it's higher, but it's like the same, they have the same relation. So I think I thought like maybe I can change this to bass, so it's like easy for me without the, it's all like fourths.
So does that mean
tuning.
your tuning would be C, F, B flat?
Wait, my tuning is
your tuning would be in fourths.
Yes, but it's
so
G.
Can just show the ukulele closely. Okay, so yeah, 3 strings.
3 strings.
Amazing.
And
okay.
One is off, and it's like it's lower. It's a bit lower, so it's G, D, A.
Oh, really?
But the thing is, it's like I wouldn't recommend this because I had to make up all my chords, from start. Like
that is incredible.
They were
incredible. Like, okay.
There was no like sheet with like chords. I had to invent them basically, and it's like probably you can't play all the chords because you would need additional, but I like you can obviously play the basic chords because you have 3 notes, but then you can kind of cheat and like, go I go around it and make it work. But
just
it was
hold it up to the camera and just pluck one string at a time. Just
okay. I don't know if it's in tune, but okay.
Yep. And then okay. And then how do you so so the string that you use as your G string, what's your tip? What string is that? Is that like a low G string or a C string?
No. It's a standard set of strings.
Yeah.
All my ukuleles are concert size because I find them, they're very comfortable because they are a bit bigger. So, and I use the soprano set of strings, and I just put them on a concert ukulele, and it works.
Amazing. That's incredible.
Well, it's like how do you say that? Because I was lazy, I got additional work to do because I was trying to, I didn't want to relearn the instrument, so I wanted to play it like a bass. I mean, with the same string configuration. So I had to, invent my own chords.
Yeah.
It's not. It was not an easy road to go.
But
so I don't recommend
a unique road.
It's a unique thing, but I don't know if I can recommend it. It's a lot of fun because you discover things and it makes you, it pushes you to be creative and it's a lot of fun, but it's a lot of work also.
Now, on the topic of, you just had a ukulele there. So with your clips, there's basically, you seem to have 3 different ones that you alternate between. You've got the yellow one, you've got the natural wood.
I have 10 or more. Yeah, it's like I think many people can relate to that. When you buy a ukulele, then you keep on buying them. Yeah. Because they're more they're cheaper than guitars, and it's like and everyone is a bit different, sounds different. So I have also I'm very like I like plastic ukuleles, and that's it's kind of like traditional because like in the US the early ukuleles in the 50s 60s were plastic, but people hate them because they sound thin and they're plastic, and there's something like toy-like about them. But it's also kind of like my philosophy, like you can make music on anything. You can tie a string to a nail and make music. So it's
also they're good for playing in the rain.
Yeah, and you can I always take them with me when I go I go camping or something, and like I once left one in the rain for the night. It's fine.
Yeah, of course.
Nothing happened.
Oh wow.
So they're great, and it's like also my kind of like philosophical thing that's I'm trying to show people that you can make music on the cheapest instrument that you can find. It's not about money or brands or whatever. It's like, because like when I used to play bass and I played with bands, it's kind of like a sport. You have to you have to get the best amp, you have to get the best instrument. Like if you pay a lot of money for your instruments or setup or whatever, it's like you're not a musician, like you're not professional. What are you doing? And it's not about that. It's about music.
So on that, to follow up on that topic, so you're saying that you use like a cheap setup and stuff too. what I've read is that you've, or like in your description of yourself, is you use a secondhand iPad and just like a really sort of quite a cheap sort of setup for actually making your music.
Yeah, I'm cheating now because I I have the second-hand iPad, but I got a new one. I mean, brand new from the store, and it's actually great. And like also the same thing. Like if you go on YouTube and like watch people advise you how to make music, they always say like, don't use GarageBand. It's like a toy. You have to like invest. You have to put some money into it. Buy real equipment. Start to like use Logic or whatever. Like get a Mac computer or something like that.
Yeah.
And for me, it's like also it's not about that. You can like, if I had this, like I started making music in the 90s, if I had the sounds that are in this little thing in the 90s, then I mean that would sound better than the music on the radio. So like you don't need things to start your adventure with music. You can buy a ukulele for like I don't know, a few bucks, and you in this like used, even in this used like iPad, I had everything I needed really. Like you don't need more.
So tell me about your, so you use GarageBand as a recording platform?
Yes.
And you use that on an iPad?
Yes.
And do you have because I see you have a laptop set up as well usually.
No, it's for watching YouTube.
Okay.
No, I use I mean, I put the video together because when I record the sounds separately.
Yep.
So it goes into this iPad, and the video goes into my phone. I record all these videos on my phone, and then I put it together. And again, I don't use any fancy, video program. I use the video media, something that's on like the Windows basic like thing to put videos together. So I didn't like, even I don't have any like device to put videos together. It's like the basic program that you get with
but it gives it a unique quality that is your own. I love the way that your videos, they're done with this like wide angle lens on the camera, and it's kind of like your
yeah, it's because I and again it's the cheapest solution. Is like,
that your camera, is it?
It's well, actually it's, I got a little bit fancy, and I got this. Those are lenses that you can put on your phone.
Yep.
And you can make it into something else. It's like you have a fisheye here, and you have like a wide angle, or you can have this like macro lens or something, and it's like it's a phone. Like everyone has a phone, so it's, you can make I mean, of course it's not going to be the cinema quality, but like for Instagram it works.
Yeah, definitely.
And it's like my idea is like, don't put things in a way of you and music. Like I don't have time, so I don't have time to play with fancy studio equipment or like cameras or things. Like the simplest, fastest way I can get the idea into music and into a video, then that's works for me.
Yeah,
it's and it probably should work for everyone.
Yeah,
because like if I would want to record probably like a studio album, then I would have to probably have more time, and I could play with things. But like basically it's like today the way I want to do is like I just have an idea that I think it's cool and it's like worth recording and maybe showing to someone. And I just have probably like an hour or like something like that, and that's it. I have to record this idea and make the video in this 1 hour that I have, and like probably like when you watch my videos, you see a lot of like mistakes and like a lot of kind of like off timing things, because mostly it's like my one take that I do.
Yes,
Sometimes I do like 2 takes if I totally like screw it up, but like it's just one take. Like I just do it and that's it.
When you're making the music, do you actually like some of the, like there's the things you make, there's loops in it or there's looping in it. Is that all on GarageBand, or do you have like pedals or loop pedals you use as well?
Well, you mean like loop pedals for the ukulele, or like
for the
like
ukulele,
for the samples?
no, for the
Yes,
ukulele.
I have a few electric ukuleles, and I have a looping pedal for them, but like on the most of the acoustic videos, it's basically like I play this something, and then later, like in sort of post-production, I basically like multiply it, like duplicate it.
I see. I get it.
So it's not a loop pedal. It's my way of like, if I basically like on camera, I play something, and then probably you can hear it repeating, but I play something else. That means that I later duplicated the thing that I was playing in, so it can go in the background.
No, I understand.
And I'm playing like something else later. So so when I make this recording, I don't hear it like the listener later, because some of the things are not recorded yet. So so it's even
now the kind of grooves that you do, they're funk grooves, and they're always very much based around bass lines. Well, bass lines are like an integral part of a lot of the music you make. Do you play the bass yourself, or is that just a programmed bass part? Like, are you actually playing the bass parts on a bass guitar?
Well, sometimes yes, but again, when you have a 1 hour to do this, and now the sounds on this iPad are so cool that basically the bass sounds like a bass. So I don't. I usually like play the program it, and then it's a fake bass. But I in the earlier, when I had the previous iPad, I played a lot of like bass lines on the bass myself, but it makes the process longer, but also it's also cool. But
you'd have an understanding, I guess, because you did so much bass playing earlier on, that's given you like a stronger concept of the role of the bass.
Yeah, because like it's like the bass is not the instrument. The bass is the sound, the space that in the music. Sometimes like a kick drum could be the bass. And sometimes my songs like don't have a proper bass line. They just have the space that the lower end, but it's not always bass instrument. So it's like I played bass for many years in many bands. So I kind of like to put a lot of groove into my music, and I think it's
well, there
fun.
seems to be like 3 quite, well, actually probably more than, there's a few elements, and there's a little bit of difference. Some of your music tends to have very much a folk element to it. So it sounds very much like a basis of folk music, where you've got like drones and you've got like 1 chord sort of strumming. then also you've got a strong influence of the blues, probably from your, I guess, guessing from your early guitar. Then there's hip hop, and then there's funk. But then also there's that quality, the music I think is referred to as lo-fi music.
Yeah, it's well, I mean, my music reflects all my like musical tastes. Like when I started, I listened a lot of like basic rock and blues music, and that was my main inspiration. Then kind of like when I started playing the bass, I was inspired by funk music a lot.
Yep.
And most bass players probably do, because that's the music with a lot of bass in it.
Yeah.
And then kind of like I went with the funk. I discovered like hip hop and like rap music, and I discovered like that's basically the same thing. It's like they're taking a lot of funk elements in it. So the music also is very interesting, and I kind of also stayed with the blues thing, and like kind of I also like this kind of like raw garage rock thing that like early 60s bands had.
Yes.
And that's the energy and the
Rawness.
sounds that I really like. But I also like, modern hip hop or like some sample based music. So it's like everything blends together, and like it's okay with me. It's like I'm not trying to. And I also liked artists that kind of like blend together things that are not very like you can they're experiments with things. I think it's like very original when you initially take something and like put it together with something else, and you get something new. So that's how music works and how it was developed. So I'm not afraid of that. I don't know if it like works, if people like it. I found that the music I make is not for everyone, because like some people like straight ukulele music. I don't know if that's like a category, but you probably know what I mean. Like chords.
Some people like listening to symphony orchestras, and a lot of people don't, but they still have symphony orchestras. So there's room for everything.
I hope. And the thing is, I don't sing, so I have to make my music instrumental, and so it's harder that way. But this is the only way for me. I can't sing. I tried, but so
let's you've actually made 3 albums, and you've got 3 albums up on Bandcamp.
Oh, I have more. I have like, I don't know now, but a lot.
I thought, because I found there was 2 from 2017, and I found 1 from 2000. They Don't Come Back from 2000.
Yeah.
Baltic Sea Blues.
Yes.
And then Makotny.
Yeah, it's like
he was a rapper or something. There's a guy there's vocals on that one. It must have been a collaboration.
I collaborated with my friend. He's a singer and writes music also. And then when you go back, I have Beach Monsters there, and I have Alligator People.
Were they?
And
yeah, okay.
And I have a lot of those records there. And actually, like the Beach Monsters are like inspired by early like garage rock bands from the 60s. So it's
and that's on Bandcamp. That's on Bandcamp as well.
Yes, and you can download every one of them. It's it's free, and they're all made in GarageBand.
Lo-fi.
Yeah, and well, it's like we say lo-fi today, but in the 60s it would be like
Hi-fi.
Exactly. It's like it's a matter of perspective and like some songs with the aesthetic. I mean, an aesthetic lo-fi. Like some songs that are like recorded the wrong way. We like listen to them all the time. Like all the like 60s goldies and things. They're really weird. Like when you put your headphones on, like sometimes they would have like the whole band is like in one ear and you have the singer in the other ear. It's
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
this is wrong. Like you don't make music like that, and
No.
it's still we still like it. So
Yeah,
it's like I don't believe like lo-fi. Like what is that? Like
yeah, yeah,
if
yeah.
it's if the song is works and like you can listen to it and like you feel the energy, then
Yeah.
like doesn't matter really.
Categories are only really for librarians to,
Yeah.
or record shops, which don't exist anymore.
Yeah, they don't exist anymore.
Yeah. Cool. And so, yeah, I think we've already, I was just going to ask you about to do with your philosophy on music, but you've pretty much covered that already about the importance for all of us as human beings to be able to create art and be able to make something that's and use our creative strengths.
Yeah, I think it's like I'm only speaking like from a personal experience for myself really, but like for me it makes my life full. It makes my life interesting, and it's like it's also like it's a distraction like you have to live with, because making art is like taking away your time from your family or work or thing. You can make art as a living, but like most people don't have that, and it's also, I think it's very like subjective, because some of the people that I've seen on Instagram, for example, are like, I mean, they're amazing artists that almost no one knows about them, but like they should make like art for a living, but still they don't. So it's and also it's because like today we have like too much of everything. It's like we're surrounded by a lot of terrible things, but a lot of great things also. But anyway, back to the art thing. It's like if you can make something for yourself, some kind of art form, whatever it is, it will make your life better. I promise. I tried living without art for a while, and doesn't work really.
I
And
don't
it's like
understand why more like everyone. I'm of the belief that every human should play a musical instrument. I just think there's so much enrichment. It doesn't matter what you play, but there's so much enrichment that I get from playing an instrument and practicing my instrument.
yeah, it's like and it's like my Instagram page and my music. It's like I do it for myself. I don't, I don't get like, I'm not. It's not my job. I don't get anything from it really. Like I mean, I get everything from it, but not. I'm not sponsored. I don't get money, and it's like it's my experience that I think it makes me who I am. Really, it's. If I would like lose the ability to now post it online, I would still do it. But it's fun to post it online, because when you get like someone likes it, and like I had some people like write to me that said like that I've actually inspired them to do something else with the instrument or something. So that's great. That's very rewarding. But still, it's like I do it for myself, and I will keep on doing it because it's fun. And like probably like the form that I have now is like that I have 1 minute of this kind of idea groove thing, and sometimes like a solo, or it's like maybe just a short composition. It's like also it's not the thing for everyone. Some people don't like it, but that's the way I feel now. So I'm not trying to like, do music for others. Basically, if someone likes it, that's great. But still, it's my experience, and I think it's like, it's always fun to experiment with art. If you like, if someone's new to that, maybe they should try it because it might change their life.
Absolutely.
So I highly recommend that.
Yeah. All right. Well, I think we might leave it there. Thanks, Piotr. That's
Thank you.
Your music is inspirational, and your ideas and your concepts of creating art is inspirational as well. So it's
Okay, that's nice to hear. Thank you.
I'm going to do my best to share what you do with more people so that they can connect with what you do and the contribution you make to making the world a richer place.
Okay, that's very nice. Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Okay.
But it was wonderful. It was wonderful to talk to you. It was it's really nice that we had this.
Okay, let's leave it there, and
Okay.
I'll put all the links up with the blog post.
Okay. Thanks. Bye.